Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. This is our watch list for Thursday, August 24th. I put these watch lists out for you guys for free every single day. So the one thing I ask in return, because they are free, when those ads pop up, please let them roll through. Those ads allow me to keep this stuff free and realistically are paying for my time. So thank you guys for that in advance. Let's get started on this list. First of all, guys, the screen that you see here, that is TradingView. If you don't have something like TradingView and you're looking to day trade, swing trade, you're going to need something like this. Now, down below in the description, I've provided a link for TradingView that will give you a free 30-day trial to their sub-based services. Now, if you decide to go ahead and use that sub-based service from that link, you get up to $30 off. Okay, not saying you have to use it, but it's there for you guys. If you want it, take advantage of it. Let's get started on the list. And I want to start by telling you guys this. This strategy that we teach here, we're going out through a list, and I'm not a call-out service. So if that's what you're looking for with this channel, you're not going to find it here, okay? What you're going to find here is someone who wants to teach you guys to be better traders, to teach the way that I've traded for the last however many years, 2 years for sure, at least with the Strat. But I've been in this game for a long time. I first started trading when I was 18. I'm 42 now. So I've been at it for a long time. This is by far the easiest way that I've ever found to trade in the stock market, to day trade, to swing trade. By far the easiest. Okay, so let's get started on the list. We're going to go through a little bit of the nuances and the pieces of this strategy as we go through. So you guys who have been with me for a while, please bear with me as always. So the first one we've got on the list, guys, right here, that's NEO. So NEO, what we've got on NEO is a 2 down. So you notice these candlestick numbers here. So we call them candlestick numbers. So a 2 is a directional candle. It only breaks the low of the previous candle like it did here, or the high of the previous candle. So this is a 2 down. If it broke the high, we'd call that a 2 up. So we are in a 2 down here. We would expect that to be red, but the buyers bought it back. So that gives me a higher probability that this trade is going to work out in our favor. And that's what this is, guys. It's probability. Every strategy that you look at, every trade that you take is probability based. When you realize that it's not a win or a loss, it's probability, you're going to be far ahead of the game. Nobody knows what the next candle is going to be. No one knows 100% that X is going to happen or Y is going to happen. They can base it only off of probabilities from the past. Okay, so NEO, 2 down green. And all we do, guys, this yellow line is $11. If we follow that across, there's my $11 marker. If we trigger that $11 marker tomorrow, we go up through that. That's our signal to get into that trade. That means it's going into force. We look for that to trigger, and then we look for targets. So the way we mark out our targets is just the high of the preceding wick. Now this one you see here is the low. The only reason that it's at the low of the preceding wick is because there's no candlestick between here and here. The candlestick is missing. It's called a gap. So in order to fill that gap, we need to hit that target, okay? And that's how we would work it on a gap play. And then the next target would just go to the top of that same candle. Let's look at XLV. So XLV is the exact opposite, okay? We had the 2 up that finished red, okay? Only broke the high of the previous candle. We're going to look for it to trend back down. And there is a 1 bar preceding it. You can see the 1 right there. And what the 1 tells us is it doesn't break the high or the low. It stays within the range of the previous candle. It's a consolidating range. It's a tightening candle, a consolidating candle. So this is what we would call, what we're looking for is a 1-2-2 rev strat. So a 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal. And essentially it's just a 2-2 reversal. So we're looking for it to trigger at that yellow line, 133.21. First target marked out here, second target marked out here. You might ask, what's that pink line? That pink line is my weekly triggers. So if I go to the weekly and we look, we had an inside bar. We triggered 2 down already on the week. We're going to see if we can re-trigger that weekly play. Okay, so we'll see how this works out on the XLV healthcare ETF. On to QCOM. So QCOM, 2 down green. We're going to look for this to trend up, and we'll mark out this target together like so. That's the first target. So trigger at 111.53, first target at 111.84. When I take these trades, guys, I'm taking the closest expiry I can. So I like to trade SPY a lot. And the way I trade, and I've got a ton of videos and a ton of recent videos on how to do this, and there's going to probably be another one tonight, but I like to set these exact triggers and targets on the 15, and then I manage it on a 5. So you should be doing that with any time frame that you're setting your triggers and your targets on, whether it's the daily, hourly, 4 hour, 1 hour. Set them there and then trade on a smaller time frame. I do it on the 5 because it manages my risk the best. Okay, it keeps me in more trade. It doesn't keep me necessarily in more trades, but it keeps my capital in my account. It protects my capital. Okay, so QCOM, 2 down green. We're going to look for that to trigger back to the upside. We go on to AFRM. So AFRM also 2 down green. We can mark that target out together. There. And so what I would be looking here for, guys, is when this triggers, so I'm not waiting for a candle to close. As soon as it passes by that yellow line, that's my signal for me to get into a trade. I also need this hourly and this daily in the same direction. I don't need the rest in the same direction. If they are in the same direction, that's what I call a bonus. Just means there's a higher probability that that trade works out in my favor. This is what you call time frame continuity. It's part of my indicator, as are the candlestick numbers, the white outside bars, the yellow inside bars. That's all part of my indicator. You can get it for a one-time fee, 25 bucks. The link is down below. Or I do have a membership in my Discord. The Discord's free to join. That link is down below. You can join it for free. There's a ton of free rooms in there. Free, free, free. But there is a paid portion of it where this indicator gets included with that membership. One-on-ones with me, a 1-hour course on what we're teaching here. Live trading bots, the top 5 from this list. There's a ton of value. It's 50 bucks a month. But let's continue on here with this AFRM play. So if I'm triggering through 1458 and I'm taking calls on this, my strike price that I'm looking for could be 14. It's probably 15. Okay. I take 1 or 2 strikes outside of this trigger price every time. Okay. And I take the closest expiry. And then we're just looking for it to hit that target. CVX, 2 down green, so we can look for the calls there at 159.41. This is very close to a hammer candle, which is an actionable signal. It's a bullish pattern, so we can look for that to trend up. Doesn't mean it will, but we can look for it. The probability is there for that to happen. From CVX, we go to Etsy. Etsy's got this big bearish red candle here, trended all the way down after it gapped up in the open, and we've got right here, time frame continuity all to the downside. If you don't know what time frame continuity is, I'll put a video at the end of this one. It'll teach you guys and show you guys exactly what time frame continuity is and how it works. But essentially, this is H is the hourly, D daily, this is weekly, monthly, quarterly, and there's a yearly one a little bit further over. That's telling me which direction the candle is in and if there's buyers or sellers in the market. So when we're on these higher time frames and there's sellers, that's telling me the overall consensus on the market is there's sellers here on Etsy. So we're going to look for this to trend back down. We can look for puts at 72.99 on Etsy. Forward, 2 down green. So we'll look for the calls back up at 11.97 trigger. 2 down green on JP Morgan. So calls at 147.59. Coca-Cola, inside bar. So let's talk about these inside bars. If you're struggling with trading, if you're new to trading, this is the bar that I tell people to concentrate on. The inside bar, because you can break both the high and the low of the candle. Okay, that's one I tell you guys to look at. It's the easiest one to spot, especially because it's yellow with my indicator. So if we go back in time and look at the history of what an inside bar, what we expect off of it, we look for it to trigger and hit targets. Okay, it's exactly what this candle did right here, and it ended up coming back down. So you should have taken profits on that trade. If you didn't, that's risk management. This one didn't work out. We triggered and then went outside bar. So that's the probability, guys. It doesn't always work out, so you need to be prepared to get out of that trade. Inside bar, okay? A run to the downside. Inside bar, run to the upside. We expect those big explosions off of the inside bars. We're going to look for the same thing off of Coca-Cola tomorrow. Morgan Stanley, another inside bar there. We can look for the calls at 83.72, puts at 82.88. If we trend to the downside, we will have full time frame continuity to the downside. Nike, 2 down green. So here's an example of probability, guys. Yesterday, this trigger would have been here. 2 down green. And this is a shooter candle, which is a bearish pattern. It's green, so it's less probable, but it's still a shooter candle, which is telling me we could be trending down. But it is 2 down green. So it didn't trend up. We are going to look for that trend tomorrow to come up. So we'll look for calls at 99.19. And like I said, normally it's the top of the candles. This time we're going to the bottom of the candle because, that's right, there's no gap there. Or there is a gap there, sorry. And we can go back in time to see if there are any other fill spots or gaps that need to be filled. And there's one right there that we can use, okay? And I think there's another one right there. There we go. So now we go back to the start. And now we have 3 trigger points to hit if we trend up on Nike. From Nike, we go to Pfizer, inside bar. So we can look for the calls at 37.13, puts at 36.56. I am also on Twitter, guys. If you were there, I put a lot of content, a lot of memes, a lot of videos, a lot of my setups, a lot of my wins. But I also put those wins, those profit and losses in the Discord, okay? That's one of the free rooms, the profit and loss room. There's a live trading room in there. There's a general trade talk. There's a 30 and 30 room. There's a book list that I really love that's in there. A bunch of really good stuff for you guys. Target, inside bar, we've got this time frame again to the downside. So puts at 122.79, calls at the 125.39 marker. And then we move on to Tesla. Tesla with the 2 down green. And I will tell you this, you should be investing as well, not just day trading. Investing is very, very important. I wish I would have done it from a really young age, but I didn't have the knowledge. My parents didn't have the knowledge to give to me. So that's one thing that we are really teaching our kids is to make sure we're putting our money away and investing our money in the right spot. So I've never bought Tesla before. I did buy some Tesla for my kids' education fund today and for our own retirement funds. My kids will be really excited about, I haven't told them, but they'll be really excited that they now own a piece of Tesla. And that's a cool thing about when you do this with your kids, guys. You get to give them a not necessarily gift, but it is a gift. They just don't know it. But now they own a piece of Tesla, and it's a very, very small piece, but they get to own a piece of that. And we bought them Disney at some point. I don't hold it anymore, but at that time we bought them some Disney shares, so they felt like they were part owners of Disney. It's just a really, really neat way to introduce this stuff to your kids and help them along the journey. If you don't know about investing, it's something that you guys should really look into. It's so, so important. A lot of people don't start till really late. I was one of those guys. Okay, I didn't start till really late because I didn't know any better. So that's part of what my channel is on Twitter and here, and I want to really push that front to you guys. Same with like budgeting and all that kind of stuff. But let's get back to the list. Actually, that is the list. Tesla was the last one. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have questions. Comment down below anyway. Give me a thank you or say it's great. Keep on doing it. I don't care. Just leave comments for me. I love to read them. I love to read the success stories of people coming along. And I love to help you guys with your trials and tribulations. So I can do that here. I can do it on Twitter. And we can do it in the Discord. And if you need that extra help, like I said, I'm always there. The gold membership is there for you guys as well if you need it. You won't find better value than that $50. There's not a membership group out there that gives you what I give you for that $50. You get the course, you get the one-on-ones with me, you get the live trading bots, you get the top 5s every day, and you have access to me. It's not just one-on-one a month. If you guys need one a week, we can do that too. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck trading on Thursday. As always, I wish you nothing but the best, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.